It's honestly kind of crazy to think about that the Steam Deck first originally released in a couple months 4 years ago, which is, to me, freaking insane because the industry has changed so much. The Steam Deck sparked a revolution in the mobile gaming space haven't really seen since the original Game Boy back in the 90s, or since the Switch in 2017, because fundamentally, the mobile gaming space hasn't really changed that much. And yes, the Switch was a massive introduction of power to the portable space. It was still constricted by being, a Nintendo handheld, and also still being a home console at least some of the time. The Steam Deck was the proof that people needed to see what all the PC handheld technology has sort of built up to that point, and to show what we can do now. And honestly, a lot of people that I've talked to are converting over to PC handhelds. As time has gone on though, the rate of people buying Steam Decks will inevitably slow. The amount of people in my life who are looking at handhelds these days are not looking at Steam Decks. Not because they're not good, because it's no longer the newest thing around. It is not offering anything entirely unique to itself anymore these days. There are features that, yes, they remain to be at least the best or among the best around on the Steam Deck. But if you are a more discerning gamer who's willing to more specialize in a specific kind of handheld, the Steam Deck is a jack of all trades, master of none sort of device. It is a Swiss Army knife for gamers. So do I think it will survive well into next year? Survive is a little hyperbolic, but of course, there are a huge community of people supporting this device, so I don't anticipate it fully falling off the face of the earth in terms of popularity or even relevancy. But it just won't be the default choice for most people these days. And going into next year, the Steam Deck is going to have some competition that we've never seen before, primarily due to Valve. I'm sure you guys all saw the news that Valve made a bunch of hardware announcements. The Steam Home Console is a thing that finally got confirmed, a new controller, and probably most importantly is the new Steam headset running on an ARM chipset with SteamOS, with the potential to bring that version of ARM-based SteamOS to other Android and ARM-based handhelds. We're already starting to see this invasion of Steam onto Android through things like GameHub, allowing you to have access to your full Steam library and Steam Cloud syncs on a Android-based device, which is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and is the beginning of another revolution for the gaming space. Because if anything Apple has proven to us is that ARM is a powerful chipset platform, and can be the beginning of a true amazing low-power, high-performance future that we've all dreamed of. Apple has been using ARM-based chips for close to 5 years now, and they have just gotten better and better and better. The iPhone has, of course, been ARM this almost entire time, and Android devices have been ARM, obviously, since almost its inception. So have slowly seen this slow, steady, year-over-year improvement to the point where we're getting console, PC-like performance out of these chips. So it only makes logical sense that at some point, someone is going to try to get full PC games to work on it. There's the Apple approach where you make specific versions of your game for that platform with its own level of optimizations and, let's be honest, jankiness. But what people are trying to do now isn't to make a specialized thing to run games, it's to generalize it. And when something like SteamOS comes along with Valve's immense resources and power backing it, it really does give a certain degree of legitimacy to ARM as a dedicated PC gaming platform. So the main reason that the Steam Deck might not survive 2026, not saying that it's going to be like taken off store shelves or anything, just seeing a further decline in its relevance, is its own SteamOS experience becoming even more widespread. Things like Proton enabling emulation in a way, or just a translation layer for these ARM devices to natively run Windows games, Steam games, whatever you could possibly want. And they can do it faster, more efficiently, with longer battery life, a more variety of handhelds you could ever imagine, being smaller, being more portable, with just a plethora of options, something that we haven't ever seen before. It all is predicated on the fact that Valve makes this ARM version of SteamOS available to download on other handhelds. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. There could also end up being forks like HoloOS, which I believe is a fork of the actual SteamOS version, but I could be entirely wrong. I don't look too deeply into alternate versions of SteamOS because I don't really care. But I think that's sort of what Valve wants. I don't think their goal was ever to make hardware. Their goal was a device for you to buy all your games on exclusively from Steam, trapping you in their ecosystem. To be fair, it's a very good ecosystem. I don't mind being trapped in the Steam prison, but it does make it harder when you don't have your own device to sort of sell the idea. So this could really be all of part of Valve's big plan to take over gaming, push Nintendo, push Microsoft and Sony to the fringes and become the dominant force in gaming, which, with how those three companies are currently handling everything, I'm okay with that. Nintendo has been, frankly, rather annoying. Sony hasn't really done anything of note or value to me in probably 5 years. And Microsoft, well, they died a very long time ago, and we're just watching the death throes. That sounds all very dramatic. I don't honestly think Valve has a huge, just big brain cabal idea of taking over gaming. Sounds a little bit hyperbolic, but honestly, I do really like the idea of a future where we can convert Android phones, all these Android emulation devices, even get dedicated these SteamOS ARM-based handhelds at some point in the future, because it's just a better platform. Yes, you might not necessarily have the raw horsepower that a proper PC handheld would right now, but it is possible to get better than Steam Deck performance or similar to Steam Deck performance with ARM-based chips. And if Qualcomm sees the potential in a market like this, they might start making specialized chips for handhelds like this. Sort of like how AMD made the Z line of chips, modifying existing stuff that they were already making, specializing it for specifically PC handhelds. I think 2026 could be an amazing year for SteamOS. But the Steam Deck has a massive amount of competition on the horizon and right now, slowly pushing it out of the market. There are even other SteamOS equipped devices that are pushing it out. Right now, you could have got, at least during Black Friday, you could have got a Z1 Extreme equipped SteamOS Legion Go S with, I think it was like 16 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage for the same price as a Steam Deck OLED, which is just a better handheld. Yes, the Steam Deck OLED has an OLED screen and it's really pretty, The Legion Go S is just gonna be better across the board for everything else. A bigger screen, more immersive gaming, a higher performance chip, a bigger battery. Overall, it would just be a better experience. And the Steam Deck is still great, it is just slowly and eventually going to be pushed out of the market with better options supplanting it. Whether that is a PC handheld traditionally built with x86 chips, or the revolution that could be of ARM-based SteamOS-equipped devices. I think the Steam Deck will, of course, survive. There's a huge community backing this thing. They're hyper invested. There will always be something you can do with your Steam Deck. And of course, you can still play a ton of games on it. There's amazing indie games, a massive back catalog of games you could be playing on your Steam Deck. It doesn't suddenly lose 100% of its value just because it gets a little old. It just won't be the best option around. And hopefully in time, we actually might see a cost reduction or a sort of permanent sale go on with this device at some point in the future, or until the Steam Deck 2 eventually comes, which we should actually start hearing some rumors for that actually might materialize into something starting next year, because they talked about how we really won't be hearing about anything about a Steam Deck 2 until 2026. so we finally actually might start hearing something. But always take it with a grain of salt because leaks and rumors can come from literally anybody. I'd love to hear what you guys think though. Are you excited for the future of the Steam Deck? Are you planning on buying one this late into its life? I would love to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section. Big shout out to all the members on the channel on screen now. Thank you, Znerig, for all your support. And if you're interested in any of the handhelds that we talked about in this video, link will be down in the description if you would like to purchase one. There will also be a GPD affiliate link. Then you can go there and use code JustSomeJacob50 and get $50 off your purchase. And it is an affiliate link and goes a long way in helping support the channel and help me make the content that I love to make. I would love to hear what you guys think about this down below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All this other social media garbage down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.